Welcome back to Same Mom, Different Dads, episode 4. I am Coty.
Why do I feel like you're about to say my name? No.
I'm not you. Why would I say that?
I'm Julian, period.
And we want to say that the internet is wild.
A very wild place.
It's wild. There's lieutenant governors and Twinks comments. Ice Spice and Northwest linked up. It's just people getting cyberbullied. Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll hold.
But it's wild. Like Northwest and Ice Spice.
Honestly, Northwest, I feel like she is living the dream that everybody else, like, they wish they had when they were a kid.
Yes.
Like, she is having link ups with all these people. You link up with Mariah Carey and her daughter, and then Ice Spice pops up.
Wait, why was somebody like, I feel like Ice Spice was invited to the house, like when you invite a clown over, like a character.
Stop.
That was rude. But I fuck with Ice Spice.
It's very much like this podcast. For the girls that get it, get it. The girls that don't get it, don't get it.
Like.
But that was dope though, how like
it was.
Ice Spice pulled up on them and made that video. And then Northwest ended up dressing up like Ice Spice for like a school event. But it does like leave to question a little bit if Kanye was a little bit right, like, because he at one point, like, he was expressing his concerns about having his kids like on the internet and like having them being looked at a certain way. And I've seen a lot of comments bring that up. So
that's true. I did see comments because Northwest was dressed like Ice Spice. Like, while we all love Ice Spice, she don't sing Sesame Street songs. He got his hands on my da-da-da. I mean, that's harmless. We love it. But, Northwest is singing that.
Yeah.
I mean, then again, let me not act like I wasn't singing.
Very true. Remember you got in trouble for singing...
Nobody.
How old were you? How old are you?
3 or 4?
I don't know, but you got in trouble for singing "Nobody" by Keith Sweat, and I was gagged in the back seat.
Yeah, we're gonna skip over that. But back to the Tennessee lieutenant governor, though. Did you hear about how he was all up in some little Twinks comments?
Not a twink.
Okay.
I mean, it could be a twink. That's what he wanted. That's a tweet. Now I feel like I got to be politically correct every time I say something.
Hold on, because that's how I read the headline. And I thought the wording was hilarious, but you know what? Since I'm not a twink, they gonna look at me like, why would you say that? Like, rock your body, Justin Timberlake. But what I'm saying is the lieutenant governor of Tennessee is trying to outlaw drag shows and gender care for the trans community. But it's funny how he's in the comments of a young 20-year-old homosexual. The call was coming from inside the house there.
I mean, honestly, it's like there's so much more in this world that we need to be concerned with, especially when it comes to government trying to outlaw like drag shows. Like,
what kids get hurt at drag shows?
Did you see the TikTok of the fake like Republican mom that took her daughters to a drag show?
No.
And she was like, I can't believe we're going to this. Like, it was done in like so much sarcasm, but in the video, like, it's just all love in the video. And the little girls that are there, they're like, they went up to go dance with the queens and like all this other stuff. So it's just like people focus on the things that
they don't need.
Yeah, and stuff that like really doesn't do harm, It's
also not in your lane. What does a drag show have to do with like being the lieutenant governor? Like, let the girls put their wigs on, dress up, and give a sickening ass show. And what is it to you?
But it's also Florida, so lieutenant. I thought it was Florida.
But similar shit is happening in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just all I gotta say is we should not be going back in time on gay rights. Let us put our heels on
and do the damn thing.
Because I know I do. No.
But speaking of doing the damn thing, one of the city girls, Carisha, she really did. This isn't her first time like stepping into the acting thing. Did you see her in You People?
I did see her in You People when they sat your wig off.
Yeah. She was also in an episode, the latest episode of BMF. And she kind of got some backlash, like, because of her, I don't know if it was her acting skills or it's just like people not being able to see her in that light or what it was, but she definitely stepped into something and then received comments on it that wasn't particularly in her favor. But she did make a really good point on Twitter. It was like, the more that they hate, the more opportunities come. And this is just the beginning for her. So,
and I feel that because we also on the rise, episode 4, and the hate for us is rising too.
It came out of nowhere. Are we gonna?
We should clear it up. You want to?
Yeah, let's clear it up.
Okay. Set us up?
So I don't know how, but I mean, I still don't know how. But we've been trending on Twitter for like whole week now.
It's an 8th world wonder at this point.
A whole week. And
wait, you said we were trending? You know what? We were trending.
We were trending the whole week, like, and it still mind boggles me honestly because I just can't wrap my brain around it. Like, we had people from our community, and let me specify, this was the Black gay community, literally bashing us on Twitter because of a clip that we both are standing on. But also, it was a clip that we take accountability for because it was misinterpreted. But it's also something that begs the question, like, are we here as a people just to react and not really understand one another, open conversations, and just like come to a common ground, or are we just here to attack? And that's what it feels like. And honestly, Twitter was my favorite platform, social media platform. And
I've been on it since what, 2009?
Yeah, since that shit started. And like now I was just like, what the fuck? I gotta come on here now. And like it's just draining. And like honestly, if you know me, I always talk about how I'm so cognizant of what I put on social media because people can take shit that you put on social media and twist it and just create something that is not true. And that's exactly what happened to us.
That is exactly what happened to us. We posted the trailer for episode 3 of our podcast. If you watch, obviously you know it's called Go to Work. In the trailer, which will play in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Recording live from Black History Month. Is this not a private matter?
Wait, I may have spilled rather than trying to be like, I'm straight, you're gay, but we're all friends. We're all friends. Start with that every time.
Also,
you know what? Let's actually acknowledge that too. Some of the girls be walking in.
What?
I don't want to be rude, but you know, like doing all the twirls and making all the noise, banging pots and pans and shit. And it's like, oop, queen.
This is very public.
As you can see, I was making a comparison from straight to entering a room of gays and feeling like they need to overcompensate for their masculinity. And I was making a direct comparison for gays entering a straight space and overcompensating with their femininity, both not being them natural selves. I never said it's not okay to be yourself. Be yourself. And we all know what it feels like to where, let's take masculine and feminine out of it. But when someone walks in a room that you don't really know, and they walk in with a lot of energy, within about 5 to 10 minutes, you'll have a decent read on like, are they doing the most, or is this just part of their personality? When it's part of their personality, you respect it. But when they're doing the most, it's like we can just walk in without intentionally doing the most, which was the point. And
But also, like, we talked about a straight man who literally inserted himself into an environment that he wasn't familiar with, and he made his masculinity be overly exerted. He made it
the focal point of the entire time ever since he walked in. And I'm just like, also in that clip, I said, we're all friends. That wasn't me trying to force myself to be friends with a straight person. That was just saying, like, whether you're gay or straight, walk in a room where, you know, I'm going to accept you as a friend or with love first before proven otherwise. So I'm just like, just walk in as you and you will be that. And what happened on Twitter was, if the video kept getting reposted from my page and people perceived me as I'm trying to force a masculine image, first of all. Did you not see my Kim Possible Halloween costume? Did we not see schoolgirl Halloween costume? But aside from it being Halloween, even today, I'm as masculine or feminine that I want to be and I'm going to be, depending on my mood. Like, they saw it as I'm trying to force a masculine image.
Well, both of us.
We're both trying to, while negatively talking about feminine behaviors. And they're trying to say we're hypocrites because we display feminine behaviors while trying to force a masculine image. First of all, who said I'm trying to force a masculine image?
I don't know.
It just doesn't make sense.
It's mind-boggling. But also, because
like, there's just so many layers.
Yeah. The layers of the actual video, if we're just going to go off of the video, Coty literally is...
There's a part in the beginning. I'm doing some little Vogue hands.
I have on a Whitney Houston shirt. Beyonce is playing in the background of the video. Like, the context clues were there. Honestly, the community that picked up this video and created a completely false narrative about who we are. One, y'all don't know who we are.
Secondly, to keep running with it and just immediately spreading it without trying to understand what was actually happening. Like, let's think for ourselves. It was very much, if your friend jumps off a bridge, are you going to jump with them too? I gotta just equate that to jumping.
But did they jump?
They sure did.
To all kind of conclusions.
Jumping to conclusions. That was completely misinterpreted. Anyway, after a few days, we started getting a lot of traction from my page. Decided to delete it. Mm-hmm. Also, I posted an explanation before I deleted it. That got totally skipped over by everyone. We decided to delete it, not as a cop-out, but to just get rid of this narrative that was spinning.
Yeah. Let me say again, we take accountability for it being misinterpreted. But we are standing on the video.
Yes. I apologize for how it came off. That wasn't the intention. Was obviously the correlation. I was speaking of that behavior as an example, and while doing it through fun banter. And all I gotta say is to the people that are putting us down for this, let's not act like we don't sit around and kiki and have these conversations.
Yeah, because it's like
the same conversation.
If you're not having these conversations, then what are you talking? Like, are your relationships, are your friendships within the community, outside of the community, or is it all surface level? Because these are real situations that we are trying to talk about. We literally came into this podcast venture to create a safe space for not only both of us, but for a community that we feel like is underrepresented, excuse me. Especially when it comes to Black gay siblings. Like, you really don't see stories out there like that. And it's like everybody came in on chapter 3. We started with 2 episodes before this. Side note, it's pretty iconic, honestly, if you ask me. If we got this much chatter on the 3rd episode.
This happened very soon.
Very soon. I was, at all.
To go viral, for real.
Yeah.
Black gay Twitter viral by episode 3. But here we are. And if you came from that wave, welcome to the show, whether you're here to support or hate. Because we want you to take away, like we said, our experiences show that we also represent you. You don't fuck with the movie.
Yeah. So, but when we did delete it, it was reposted and or screen recorded to be reposted by some person on Twitter who captioned it. Not him referring to Coty because it was getting traction from his page, not him deleting it. So because they were getting ate up.
Also, with that repost, it removed our caption, which was saying, go watch episode 3 that had a link to the episode, which was speaking about being Black and gay at work.
And the stigmas that come with that.
Right. And there was more context removed in his repost. So it was really posted in a very villainous and nasty manner, because what other positive thing were you trying to do with that? If there was an issue, it could have easily been a DM or even reply to the tweet saying, what are you trying to say? Like, that's the conversation that we should be having with each other, not immediately just flipping on us and just like, and running with it, and then started getting a little nasty too.
It did, because honestly, it turned into cyberbullying.
It gave cyberbullying.
And let me pull out my notes.
We should read the definition of cyberbullying.
Let me pull out my notes. Cyberbullying, the definition: the use of electronic communication to bully a person, typically by sending messages of intimidating or threatening nature. Also C, to use the internet to harm or frighten another person, especially by sending them unpleasant messages.
Oh, unpleasant messages?
Unpleasant messages.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I think we received plenty of, what was that? Unpleasant messages throughout this entire time. And to put it into perspective for the people that are not on Twitter, the reposted video has somewhere around 150,000 plays. So imagine the amount of responses that could come from that. We gathered some of those responses.
Just a little bit.
Just to put it into perspective of what we have been getting, and this is times by the hundreds.
Yeah, and it's from our own community as well.
And it's from our own community.
Or a community that I thought we were a part of, maybe? I guess not.
I consider myself a part of it. And it sucks that before I even read this, they were trying to call me out for displaying feminine behaviors. And while speaking about those feminine behaviors, they were flipping them back onto me as if it was something negative. Also, with that not being my intention and you using those behaviors against me negatively, now weaponizing them against me, who was right in this situation? I'm not going to say it's me, but I am going to say, what are you trying to do? Put somebody down for putting down feminine behavior while putting down feminine behavior on them? That's just twisted. And it's y'all kept posting the call was coming from inside the house.
Baby. We are in the house. The door is unlocked. But we're ready to pick up the phone.
But the homophobia was calling from within the community.
Absolutely.
And that's where it came, because y'all were trying to discredit our gayness by saying, like, what, we're too masculine to speak about feminine behaviors.
And then
to like
make fun of the way that we speak. We got called Valley Girls. That they got right, though, because we are from the Valley. And when they stand the fuck up.
So I'll stand by that assumption. But these other assumptions and nasty things that I will also
Let's get into it.
Read verbatim.
Get into it.
RuPaul has more bass. Bass is spelled BASE. Exactly. RuPaul has more bass in her voice than TEHN, not T. Then both of them combined, and they trying to femme shame somebody because they got sunnies. I don't know what the hell that meant, but nobody's femme shaming. And baby, they'll pick up a book.
Absolutely.
Next, we have softer than cashmere and neck looser than diarrhea. But a beard will make a boy feel like a man, won't it?
To you.
Yo. Read that one.
Yeah, I'll read this one. I like this. The minute both of them open their mouths, ain't enough beard oil. Ain't enough beard oil to hide the fact that they're gayer than Care Bear juice. The gays will literally grow a face bush and tack on a bicep to try and be one of the bros. But sweetness, you're sweet. Let's not. Okay.
And just maybe one more. I'll never take a self-hating butch queen seriously. Argue with your father that called you a bundle of sticks and leave us out of it. First of all, my father has never referred to me as that. And he will never refer to me as
definitely
that.
giving.
I also do have a relationship with my father, and that's not to say anything on the girls that don't, but I do. And don't be jealous.
But it's definitely giving that insecurities were being projected.
Are we projecting?
It apparently, like, honestly, because one, like, we probably know these people are not gonna go back to our episodes to figure out what we're trying to do, who we are, like what we've already shared. Like, we really wanted to create a safe space, and we have banter, show our relationship, show that things like this can exist for people who are like us. But honestly, it feels like there aren't people out there that are like that. That are like similar to us, like just by this whole experience.
I thought we're similar, but now we're trying to really hone in on the similarities cast out because they're nitpicks that we do or don't specifically have. So fuck that.
But can we get into some of the good tweets?
And also, we did get some support. You know,
let me get the notes. Let me get the receipts. By the way, this is another iconic moment. Honestly, we thought the banging pots and pans, like,
I thought it was funny.
I thought that was funny. Again, these are like conversations that you should be having with your inner circle or just in general, because it's a life experience and we are sharing our life experiences as well. But somebody on Twitter actually changed their name to Bangin' Pots and Pans and included emojis with it.
I fucking stand. I stand.
They said, because I have a newer coworker who makes sexual comments about how he is attracted to me and what he did the night before in front of other coworkers and kids. And I'm just like, girl, calm the fuck down. We get it. You're gay. So it's half the staff here. No need for that to be publicized.
I ain't even gonna say nothing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna agree with you.
And another one, again, these are just a few of the ones that we wanted to highlight. We're gonna put some more on the screen for y'all if we haven't done that already, if it hasn't popped up. But another one says, I'm on their team because it seems like y'all are misunderstanding them on purpose. Femme presenting, meaning how you look, people always tend to find ways to pick on mask presenting people that aren't mask behaving because of how they think they should act. I can tell that y'all not listening.
Y'all really not. The ears are closed. And aside from those,
wait, I have a couple that I want to highlight too, because one said, in all actuality, their podcast episode had valid points. Code switching, having to navigate being gay in different workplace settings, hating the feeling or need to come out again to different settings. Another one says, what's crazy is I knew exactly what you guys were saying and think most people did too, but just wanted to be contrary and drag you. And the last one I wanted to highlight, I got a DM. We both got messages. And this one said, I watched the podcast episode. Side note, thank you for going back to actually watch the episode and not just try to continue the narrative or just like get more information. I watched the podcast episode and completely understood what you guys are saying. I hate the responses people are throwing at you both. Don't let the negativity dim your light and drop the next episode. And that's on period.
And that's what we did. So speaking of referring back, in episode 3, we also asked our supporters to drop us some questions and topics that they wanted to hear us cover. And some fun things came through the pipeline.
Yes. Okay. So from our last episode, Brandon, shout out to Brandon Ariel. I hope I'm saying your name right. You know how like you have friends on social media and you just know them by their
handles.
Their handle, yeah. But shout out to Brandon.
But like when you walk in the club and you hear your handle.
Brandon on YouTube said, okay, so I need y'all to discuss fights you have had because Cody's mouth is wild and I know Julian's fire be burning.
My mouth is not that wild.
It very much so is.
Is my mouth wild, Brandon? Oops. My mouth is not that wild, but have we fought before? As kids, we had like hella fought.
As kids,
actually,
yeah.
every day we have a good at least 2 arguments, but those come and go. But as kids, we put hands on each other a good few times.
Yeah.
Because you're not about to have me fucked up.
Excuse me, but the 2 instances that I distinctively remember, you were the one that got fucked up.
Excuse me?
We were playing Charlie's.
Okay,
we were playing Charlie's Angels once.
They're talking about real fights, and you're gonna bring
we don't have like physical fights.
I said
as adults.
As adults, we don't have.
We don't do that.
I might give a little push.
We were not. Yeah.
But we ain't full on squad.
Yeah, as kids, we were playing Charlie's Angels one time, and I did a move and I kicked you in your face.
That's such a little gay thing,
right? Think it back. That's gay as fuck.
Why are we not playing Karate Kid?
I played that too, but in that moment, it was Charlie's Angels. Yeah, and I ended up kicking you like dead ass in your face. Like
Julian jumped off the couch like this and kicked me in the fucking mouth, and my tooth started bleeding. And that's when you fucked me up. When
I fucked you up is when why were we fighting that day?
I have no idea why we were fighting that day. You gonna talk about
you have a permanent scar right now. I don't know why we were fighting, but you were chasing after me and I ran into mom's room and then I quickly ran out and I closed the door behind me and you hit the doorknob.
I ran into the fucking doorknob.
Yeah.
Also, to clear it up, I was a good about 7 years old. So you wanna bring all these up as if it was yesterday, but it was very much yesteryear. You know,
but the scar is still there.
When you're a little geriatric, it's hard to remember. So I get it. But
anyways,
but I ran into the fucking doorknob. So yes, we have had fights.
But one of our recent fights though was when you got COVID.
We almost really did go toe to toe.
And mom was there.
She didn't say nothing because it almost had to happen. Anyway,
because
I was in lockdown for COVID for the correct amount of time. I even stayed in there for an extra 2 days, and I came out with my mask on to make myself something to eat. Then I walk over to the couch away from everyone, lower my mask, and I start eating. My first day being out of my room in over a week, start eating. Julian, I don't really feel comfortable with him being out here.
But Coty,
meanwhile,
I have asthma.
I had the mask. I lowered the mask, and I'm a good 20 fucking feet from we all, at least. And I don't feel comfortable with him out here. Okay. So you want to start some shit? So I got in his face.
Yeah, you got in my face with your COVID fucking breath.
Because you kept going. So I walked over to him with my mask on to go back and forth. But then since he wanted to escalate it, I escalated it further and lowered my mask as I was speaking to him.
Anyway. Yeah, but those are a couple fights that we had.
I'm going to get it fired up again.
Shout out to Derry. I hope I'm saying your name right, but you are Trendy Boy. Should I say their name on? Yeah. I guess, yeah. Shout out to Trendy Boy Derry D on Twitter. You we really stand for you because when the whole shenanigans was going down, you were tweeting this is my favorite podcast besides Carisha Please, and you were going up for us in the comments, so we appreciate that. But I think this is you too that left a comment on YouTube. It says, my question is, how do you make/meet other gays to build a genuine friendship?
I meet gays. Ooh, they're gonna be bad at that. I meet gays hanging out with my other gays. Yeah, because I feel like they usually bring around trustworthy people. It's and then I also meet them like maybe through like Instagram or something. I've made a good few like good friends through Instagram, especially like my girls in New York. Shout out to
Oh
them.
yeah, shout out to the girls in New York.
That friendship for sure started completely through Instagram. But it's hard to find friends that like don't want to fuck. So whenever I have intentions of being friends with someone, I definitely like really careful to make sure I'm not giving any type of behavior that can be seen as sexual events so that I can keep the friendship platonic.
I guess.
You don't find that?
I mean, like for me,
People don't want to have sex with you.
they want to go
Niggas
to
want to go to the
library.
library with you. Niggas want to take you to Chanel, and I'm not gonna finish the rest of that line.
I don't know. Like I'm a very reserved, like
You be at home sitting in your own little corner.
in my own little chair. Absolutely. I'd be at home minding my fucking business. And even just like in general, like even as a kid, like I never went outside. So I already have difficult times making friends. And whenever I do come across friends, like I just want to make sure that these people are genuine and that they have the same values as I do. And that just makes it a little bit more difficult because I am very big on vetting out people before you get to know me. And I've said this before, like I have to warm up to you, you have to warm up to me. And I really have to build trusting things with you, which is why when I don't have friends that I could just like immediately go to that are new and in the community, it's kind of like hard because I do want more people to relate to, but it's just like, I don't want to open myself up to somebody who is shady.
That's just part of the risk you take. So I put
or their intentions aren't clear.
But I put myself in to try things, but also like check in with myself to know if safe or whatever. But maybe going to a party that you only know like one person, maybe pulling up alone.
Mm-hmm.
Just so
I want to go out more by myself, but I'm just so scared.
I mean, well, have a buddy system.
I mean, I ain't gonna go out by myself and get lit.
After that G, it could go anywhere. But I mean, I'm kind of the same way, as open as I am as a person and willing to meet people at parties and conversations and all that. I still keep it at a surface level first until I start to like peel back the layers. I don't like immediately let people in, but even then, what I'm trying to say is you still give them a chance. I mean, it's the same thing with dating. Like that person could be the best thing or worst thing that happened to your life, and you would not know unless you're able to answer that what if of what if I didn't give it a chance, what if I do. So you gotta be vulnerable. In which we talked about. We talked about that in my therapy session.
Actually, I am
trying people in therapy.
Right? I'm trying to be more soft with people. Like, yeah.
I know, because like you told me before, sometimes when people meet you, what's their usual first impression that you get?
That I'm rude, or like
what? Are you asking? I'm asking you.
I don't know. It seems like you know the answer. No, what's the answer?
But I'm asking you.
What?
Tell me the answer. Like when people meet you, like what's usually your first impression?
Like they either hate it or love it. And that's fine with me because I know I'm a particular kind of person, so I would rather have a particular kind of person around me.
That's what a lot of times.
That's fine.
I'm just kidding. I'm really
that's fine. Like if it comes off as toxic, then I'm not the person for you. Because at the end of the day, I know who I am and I know I'm a genuine person. I'm a loyal ass person. I will hold somebody the fuck down. But if we can't build that, then I don't need you around me.
I feel that. And I also want to answer Cheyenne's question. They were kind of along the lines of marriage, which is interesting for gays because especially, we don't have that man and woman exactly dynamic the way that straight people assume that we do. Who's the man? Who's the woman? It's a little tricky when it comes to more particularly like having kids. But before it gets to that, would you ever get married?
I don't know. Because no tea, no shade. Like, mom was married twice. And in those instances, I feel like I never got exactly what you're supposed to get out of a model of marriage. And that shit fucking scares the fuck out of me. Like, yes, I want to be able to create my own, image of what relationships and what marriages are supposed to be, but just not coming in equipped. It scares me. And it scares me to have kids, honestly. Like, this is kind of deep, but like, I kind of have like a morbid kind of like look at it, because it's just like, at the end of the day, we all gonna die. And it's just like, you come into this world not asking to be here, and then you have to figure out
Bitch, first of all,
everything
your
out.
lifestyle is a complete lottery.
those memes of like the baby opening their eyes.
I'm in Ohio. Yes, that is pretty dark, but also completely understandable. It really lets you know your starting line, this race and game.
But I would love to be married. I don't know. I would love to be in a relationship.
Would you do an open relationship or monogamous?
I don't know. I've never been in a situation where it's like, I am so in love with somebody that we can open the conversation to be like, do we want to do this? Or I've never been so in love with somebody like, this is the only person that I want to be with.
I know, like, you just want to get a secure connection first.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm definitely more monogamous leaning. And
wait, is that making me seem like I'm not monogamous leaning?
No, it's not. It's about me.
I guess. Anyways.
Right? And would you pop the question to your partner, or do you think they have to ask you?
I feel like
the boy or the girl?
I feel like I would propose to someone.
I would too.
Yeah,
like, they seem to be playing, but they know it. They act like they don't know.
I mean, the way that my dating life goes down, like, I'm always approaching people and like seeking interest in someone and like showing my interest in someone. So I don't think I would be proposed to at this stage.
I just want to say it's sad that people be scared to show interest or catch feelings. Like, there's more tweets about or just like more conversation about catching feelings as something you shouldn't do versus something that you should do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally okay to do that and be upfront with yourself and the person that you're seeing and say that you are, because what the fuck is a problem in developing care for someone? Like, catch flights, don't catch feelings. If you catch feelings for your fuck buddy, you catch feelings.
Quiet on set.
I know you hear me talking outside. Anyway, I would get down on one knee. Now, what my ideal proposal looks like, I have no idea, but I do know that I am pretty panicked. So, I mean, doing what? But I'm saying I would be on both ends of the spectrum. If I got proposed to, I know I'll literally be like, ah! And if I'm the one proposing, I'm definitely going to put a lot of thought into it. Now, I know I'm seeing a pretty little pretty on that ring, so don't expect a helicopter air show or some shit when I propose it to you. But it'll be cute. Maybe like an Eiffel Tower. In Paris.
Next question, Tamika.
Yeah, we'll go to the next question. This is the last one that we'll do, and pretty good finisher. How did you know you were gay, or when did you know you were gay? When did you know you?
So,
you're gay?
I don't know if I'm showing my age with this one, but who cares?
They think on Twitter they think we 30, they think we 40. So
Bruh.
fuck an age.
How you gonna attack our looks? We don't look that bad. I don't think we look
They
horrible.
couldn't attack our looks, so they tried any other card.
I've never been called like a sissy more, like, and seen it and seen people call me more. Call me that more than on Twitter. Yeah.
We're being called that by a sissy. It's like, yes, I'm a sissy and you're a sissy calling me a sissy. It's literally giving the damn Spider-Man picture. Like, who's gay?
Anyways,
But yes, when did you know you were gay?
So I've only told told a couple people this. You know the movie Jason's Lyric?
Okay.
This the scene with his name Alan Payne. I think his name is Alan Payne and Jada Pinkett. They're fucking in the park, and they show his ass. And I like in that moment, I was like, "What is going on right now?" I was just like, "This is kind of."
You went from looking at the girl, and I think I'm a top.
So that's how I knew.
Yeah.
I was like 5 or 6, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you've been H word since 5 or 6.
That's very problematic.
It really is.
Very problematic.
You need to chill out. You was fast. That's what I will say. But maybe I knew I was gay when
When your little friend.
What little friend?
Yeah, I'm not gonna bring it up.
Right, bring it up. Bring it up. Keep it on the playing field.
No, it's fine.
Okay, right.
Because I don't like him.
Oh, okay. Now you don't, we don't do the name game.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name any names.
Like you'll accidentally say it.
You know I don't like him though. I think that's why we can like coexist in a room, because we don't like each other. It's a really good friend of his. Apparently, but has he even watched the 3 episodes of our podcast as a best friend?
He told me yeah. He watched the first episode, and which I respect that.
Okay, but we giving him too much right now.
You're giving it a lot.
No, I wasn't. I was just, talking.
Right. No.
No.
I have black friends, by the way. Damn, I know you're gonna flip that shit back. They live in LA?
No, they live out here. They're out here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I was gay when okay, let me not say that, but I had a friend that was straight, and they were kind of the first person to show me straight porn. And this was around like 14, 15. So that's like when I got introduced to porn. So it started off as me watching the straight videos, and
what's going on down there?
What's going on with the men? Same as you. You was watching Jason Lyric though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was watching very much like Showtime softcore. But anyway. Yeah, it started there, and then we started looking at the man a little more, and then we ventured to buy porn, and which still gives.
Absolutely.
Then we were at gay porn, and now we are like late stepping into that, and so that physical attraction. I told myself once that changes into more of a like catching feelings for a man, that I would consider myself gay and be a little bit more certain about that. And that happened when I was 21.
I didn't like really step into it until I came out like 25, I think.
Yeah, so I was 21 when that happened, and a year later, I was 25. Out. A little bit before I came out, that's when I told Julian, because I felt like he had a little sugar in his tank.
Honestly, I feel like everybody knew. Everybody knew about me, but nobody expected you, honestly.
Yeah. That was mask for mask. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. But that is how I knew I was pregnant. That is episode 4. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the Twitter hate and love.
Yeah. So you know what? Somebody said that they're gonna keep retweeting the video every time that they see it. And I'm like, thank you. Go ahead, because all this is gonna do is provide us more, not only fuel for what we want to do.
Increase our audience.
Yeah.
Put us in front of your followers.
Absolutely.
So that one of them will like us, because how could you not look at us and like us?
For real.
And that's where we're going to end on that. Thank you for tuning in.
Peace and love.